too, which involves a lot of set life. Because I know I reached out about a month ago when they said maybe
Oh
you weren't
yeah,
around
I
or
had I had like two projects and then I traveled. Yeah.
wow. So are you done that now?
Yeah, I'm done with there was one that we wrapped last week. So this has been my week sort of getting back into normal life. Because shooting can be really intense. Like you're just not aware of everything that's happening around. You're in a bubble.
E- exactly. And that brings me to one of the questions I intend to ask you: how you are fit into your character,
Okay.
and especially your take on method acting.
Right.
Yeah. So you're done with Chief Daddy too?
Yeah, yeah. Gosh, Chief Daddy 2, we finished that in I think May. Yeah, I think it was May. But I had a few days on set, so everybody else continued and stayed behind. Yeah. So you're here every Saturday morning.
Every Saturday morning.
How long is the session?
How is the
How
session?
long is the session?
Seven. The one with you.
No, like your session on
Okay,
Saturday.
7 to 10. That's 3 hours. Yeah. Yeah.
So you're here alone on Saturdays.
Right. It's boring sometimes. They are the ones who keep me company. The
Yeah.
people in there and in here and on there. Just
Right.
yeah. Saturday radio can be boring when you're alone.
Yeah. So like I listen to Smooth on my drive in the morning.
Really?
Um, listen to like the news bulletins, um, the Valentine.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
really- I find it very informative, um, but not overwhelming. It's
Like subtle, the
subtle,
jumpy.
yeah.
Yeah. That's the aim. Alright, I might have to cut this one. Sorry.
My name is Amarie, and you're listening to Smooth 98.1. Don't go anywhere.
They miss the old life
Do you?
every day. The wait is over. Your fast family.
And I have to say, your team is like one of the best when it concerns email communication because Nigerian celebrities are terrible in caps with emails. They never respond. Sorry, I don't know why they bother to even put it there. It's just terrible.
Fast and Furious 9, now showing
Should I put this on or am I
cinemas
good?
nationwide.
Do I need to put this on?
Yeah. When come on.
Let's take a
Which is
critical look at your lifestyle
in less than a
and
minute
the
now.
state of your health. With life in a city that hardly sleeps, so many people
Is this
working
Folu's
hard
voice?
and many
What?
more
This
on
is
the
Folu's
edge.
Yes,
One
for you.
thing
You
is
know the
likely
voice.
to happen.
System shut down.
Helping you discover facts about your health and expanding your access to well-being through relevant information.
All right, we're going.
Tune in to Smooth Health on the Drive and make that connection with your body.
Some very interesting information I came across that I thought I should
The
share.
Smooth Health, every Thursday at 5:15 p.m.
That's right. Smooth Health on the Drive every Thursday at 5:15 p.m. And then you get to have a lot of good information with the expert on everything concerning your health. Right now, this is the Smooth Explorer segment of Breakfast in Bed 981, and it is Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. Yes, I am quite excited because I have my guest in the studio, which is no news to you if you're a YouTube fan and you're right now on the YouTube stream because we got that going already. And then if you have seen the information on our Instagram page and our WhatsApp status, my beautiful guest, you know her from Wedding Party as Wanu. You know her from Sylvia as Sylvia. Of course, you know her from God Calling. She's an entrepreneur. She's an actor. She is a lot of things. She's I don't know, in my head I somehow call her a beauty queen because every time I see her, it's the flawless skin for me. And good thing we just talked about skin this morning. She is Zainab Balogun-Nwachukwu.
Morning. that that was quite an intro.
Yeah, thank
How
you.
are you?
I am very well, thank you. It's a pleasure to have you this morning. And trust me, it's always beautiful to have people join me every Saturday because I'm in the studio alone, and anytime I
Yeah,
get to have company, it's delightful. Thank
you're
you.
doing a great job.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, one of the things I find interesting about you, which is not heard every day, especially by your fans, is that you were once a part of a girl group.
Oh yeah, I was nervous there for a second because I was like, what is she gonna
Going to say,
say? Okay, yeah.
so how did that happen?
I had a bit of a stint in music. At one point in my life, I wanted to be a singer. I thought I was going to be the next Beyonce. Um, and when I was in school, myself and two friends set up a group. We were studying music and we liked to sing, and we thought, it'd be a nice idea and we could perform at talent shows. So we formed a group called Rain, to essentially reign over the music industry. Oh my gosh. I don't know who we thought we were, but we did win a few competitions, and then we broke up because like it happens for most groups. There's always one person who I will never forget. My one of our group members, she said she had a dream,
Oh
and
wow.
in that dream, she was pretty much told to go solo, and I just thought, really, like, is that what you're gonna go with? And that's how the group ended. Uh, and my career as a solo artist was pretty short as well. Um, but yeah, I love music. I really, really love music. Like soul music, R&B, house music. That's my kind of stuff.
Do you still sing
I sing
in the bathroom?
randomly at home. Funny thing is, I had a role in a movie about 3 weeks ago, and my character was a singer,
Ooh.
and that was really fun because I actually got to record 2 tracks. Um, so that was really, really exciting, putting my skills to good use.
And with the possibility of reviving your singing career.
With the possibility, I mean, I had to. My manager sent me the track, and he hasn't heard me sing. So when it was done and they sent it to him to forward to me, he listened to it and he was like, "Oh my god, we can maybe we should consider this thing." It's like, nope, I'm not doing it.
Ah, that is good. And then talking about some of the things that your fans may not know, or some people who know you, you were a dancer in
Oh
Christopher
yeah,
Nolan's The Dark Knight Rises.
yeah. One of the most defining moments of my career, and in me deciding that I wanted to chase this acting thing. I remember having to be on set at 4 a.m., which meant I had to take like the night bus. And, I told my aunt and uncle that this was going on, and they probably just thought, what is all of this? But I got on the bus, got there at 4 a.m., and everything was set for everyone. Like, it didn't matter if you were at the bottom of the list, you were important. Um, and, getting on set and seeing Samuel L. Jackson, and I'll never forget Anne
Yes.
Hathaway said to me that my dress was pretty. I was like, oh my god.
She said that.
Yes, oh my god. Um, but the person who probably got to me the most, who I was taken by, was Christian Bale. Um, he never shook character, like not 1 second. And just watching him, he's one of my favorite actors. Just watching him spoke to me and told me, you could do this. This could be you. So let's give it a try. And I did.
Wow, it must have been so surreal.
Very much so.
So let's cross over to Bollywood. Oh, by the way, there is a comment from Abayomi Akarakiri says, "Hey Z, my crush."
Hi.
So you also were in a Nollywood, a
A Bollywood
Bollywood,
film.
yeah,
Mm.
cocktail.
Mm-hmm.
How was that?
That came about when I was doing quite a lot of extra work. So in the UK, there was this company, and they would essentially just book work for extras. And most of the time, you don't know what the job is. So even with the Dark Knight Rises, there was a code name, Rex 4 at the time. And I didn't know where I was going. I was just getting fittings done and stuff. And got on set, and it was a party scene, so there was a lot of people on set, and they were teaching us like these basic Bollywood moves, turning of the light
Yeah.
bulb, and the hands and waves and stuff. And it was fun. I was young, I was in uni, and it was a great way to make money and, just get some credits in my CV. But I haven't done another Bollywood movie. I don't know, maybe I would consider it again. Like, yeah, it was fun.
Well, Bollywood did come to meet Nollywood, or at least both of them merged in what's it called now?
And
Namaste
Namaste
Wahala.
Wahala.
So
Yes, yes.
maybe we would have more of that. Do you know how to do the characteristic,
I mean,
shaking?
I just know how to do the light bulb dance most of the time, and then the head movements here and there.
Whoa, yeah, I find it interesting. Truth is, there was a time I was so obsessed with Bollywood movies. Yeah,
Really?
in fact, I watched a lot of Bollywood movies such that I could speak some basic sentences in
No.
Hindi. Yes, yes. I
Wow.
literally could. In fact, I could say go on some minutes watching a Bollywood movie without subtitle and understand what they were saying.
Wow.
I watched.
You were dedicated.
I was. I mean,
Yeah.
it was a. What happened? ASU strike.
Okay.
6 months.
So you had a lot of
I
time.
had a lot of time. And the truth is, that was also when I started loving up on you when I was watching Ebony Live. Yeah. Yeah, I dozed on a lot of TV content then, and it was just interesting. And you'd find it, yeah, I think fascinating on how, what you sit down to consume a lot of time just has a
Mm-hmm.
way of getting into you and forming a lot of things about you. So, speaking of the entertainment industry in Nigeria, how did you actually like
Transition.
transition from London in
Right.
here?
So, while I was studying, I'm a bit of a right brain and left brain user. So I was very creative and quite academic. But at some point, I realized that I wanted to chase this creative thing and was trying to balance everything as best as I could. And so I had an online show that I was producing with my friend, and we decided that we were going to come to Nigeria and interview some celebrities and just, show people that Africa is lit. And Smooth FM was a big part in that because I remember doing some work with Smooth for the Casbah and,
Yeah.
all the concerts and being able to interview people. And I ended up auditioning for a new TV series, and the director was like, "Okay, you've got the job now. You sort of need to live here in order for you to be a part of this series." So, without my parents knowing, I booked my ticket back and just showed up, and they were like, "What are you doing? This was not the
Yeah.
plan." We fought so much because they just didn't understand what I was trying to do. And I think the moment they got it was when they could physically see. So they either saw me
Mm.
on TV, or a friend would say, "Ah, I saw your daughter on so and so. It was really good." So that was my main transition in coming back. I came back with something else, and completely different. And transitioning from being a TV presenter and producer to acting was a completely different animal on its own as well. So
Hmm. So let's talk about that. I don't want to say, do you feel like sometimes, or your journey in this industry was a bit, what's it called now? Hastened, or not hastened now, but do you think it was faster because you had a bit of an edge? Say you came from
I
that climb and here,
I know that a lot of people tend to say that, oh, they feel like, oh, because you had an accent or
privilege.
whatever, there's some sort of accent privilege. And that couldn't be further from the
From the
truth
truth.
for me and my story. Because coming back from there, I had a lot to prove because nobody cared about the Dark Knight Rises. Nobody cared about my CV before. The question was, who are you and why should we let you in? Um, and I had to constantly, even trying to get my foot into Nollywood was not easy. So I strategically became a TV presenter and a producer so that I could build a brand, a face, and a name that people would recognize enough for them to let me through the door in Nollywood, let me through the door in auditioning. They'll at least be able to say, oh, yeah, I recognize her from so and so. Let's let her in. So a lot of people didn't know, even at Ebony Live TV, that my first love was acting. It was just get on TV, be seen, so that they would know who you are when you come knocking. Um, Nigerians are, we are proud people,
Very.
and we are proud of the work that we do. And it doesn't matter where you've been, what you've done. Um, they will always want to know why you. And so it was very tough. The culture shock. Um, a lot of things that I felt like worked over there do not work here. You do have to adapt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can imagine how that must have been. Oh, speaking of, well, adapting a bit, or at least letting out the stress. You just got back not too long from,
I did, and I'm not gonna apologize for it.
and you had all the pictures and videos in our faces.
I know a lot of people who blocked me and then or unfollowed me and then followed me back. Yeah, myself and my friend and business partner Balogun just came back from an amazing trip to the Maldives. I've been telling people I feel like heaven is the only place that can beat that place. It is absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, and I encourage more people to travel with friends. I don't know what this notion is that the Maldives is a romantic place alone.
Well,
But yeah, travel with friends, and you can save up. We didn't just wake up and do this. Luckily for us, this was a media trip. But I encourage people to travel to experience things. Like as Nigerians, I know what we love is we love traveling to shop or to see family and stuff, and we never relax. Like you travel somewhere and you don't sleep. We live in such a hustle and bustle city and country where there's so many things happening. It's important to get some R&R.
yeah. And especially it helps you refresh your mind, let you know that what you've considered normal in Lagos,
It's
in Nigeria, it is
abnormal.
abnormal. And your reality sometimes is actually not the reality of every other person in the world. So
Yeah.
please, it allows you to have a different view and just refreshes you really, so that you come back here. Even though sometimes I can imagine, the transition, you're coming from a place where there is, say, constant electricity supply, and your
Sanity.
thank you,
Yeah.
clean water,
Light.
lots of colors, no plastic pollution, no stench of filth,
Yeah.
and you're coming back to
Even
Nigeria.
the sun was well behaved. Like, yeah.
No, the Lagos sun is not anybody's mate.
It's not. It's really not.
Wow, I can imagine. But then, coming back, yeah, it just allows you to, it gives you a fresh burst of energy
Yeah.
to be able to take on.
And you don't, R&R doesn't have to be expensive. I was telling Bonnie, I was like, I feel like once a month, I want to try and, you know, do some sort of relaxation or, taking care of myself at home. It could be as simple as saying to myself, I'm not going anywhere today. I'm not talking to anyone today. I'm going to read a book and I'm going to relax. Or I'm just going to watch Netflix and I'm going to veg out. Like, there are lots of inexpensive ways to take care of yourself. And I feel like we've had such a tough year. We all need to be good to ourselves one way or another.
Yeah. And you know the lingo. Just relax and be taken care of.
And be taken care of.
Yeah, it's good for you. So let's take a break now. I'll play you one of my songs, one of the songs I like, although it's a cover from the Commodores. This one is Mario Biondi. It's Night Shift. And when we come back, we'll be talking more with Zainab Balogun-Nwachukwu. Specifically, I think I want to get into the part where your friendship with Bolanle. In fact, you guys made it to the cover of Bella Niger as one of the phenomenal female friendships. And how some people have been expecting you to fight and break up, in quotes. We'll get talking all about that when we come back after this break.
That's funny.
I mean, I think it was one of your caption on Instagram.
Yeah.
You were like, people expect you to fight. Why they not fighting? Why
Yeah,
they not?
like it's such a weird thing to ask. Like, I want to see
Yeah.
them fight. I want to see this is not real.
Yeah,
So
it's
weird.
it's I don't know. Can you blame them though? It's female friendships are a pain.
They can be tough. I mean, friendships as a whole. Um, and there is a lot of competition pitting. I don't know why or where it comes from, or maybe they just feel like it's a good way to distract us women. Have them be catty towards each other and stuff. But I want to say that I believe that there are some genuine relationships and people have. Because I remember somebody commented and said that they felt like I was pitting a particular stereotype that was not true. I was like, this is true for me. Like every interview that I've had, every business write up or whatever, the first question they ask is, How are you guys friends and business partners?
Yeah, actually, yes.
I didn't know it was a thing. I know there's some people who are like, I'm never going to business with my friend. I like to keep it separate. Apparently, so it's fine.
It's and you do a lot of business together. I mean, first you're both co-founders,
Right.
and then you do. I think I saw the uh, Asho. No, it's not Ashoki. It's
Oh,
the
the campaign with uh, oh gosh.
Adire outfit or wear online.
Yes, yes, I know the one you're talking about. I was trying to remember the
The
name of it.
some
Lady Beaver,
LB
that's it.
Easy Wear.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'll be.
it's quite interesting, especially in a place like Nollywood where drama never ceases. It's exhausting for the fact exhausting because I have to go through these things. It's part of my job to just
Yeah, and you get to see like all the celebrities at their good and worst moment.
yeah.
Yeah. So do people still like? I mean, do guests still arrive late for radio sometimes? You guys have that, like celebrities, like
I think
musicians.
people have behaved though. At least
Okay,
for me, they are better.
well behaved.
And these days, if well, except in cases where the person is not in Lagos, we get to do Zoom
Zoom,
calls.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I get to have people who are not in Lagos or in Nigeria do Zoom calls. But aside that, they're well behaved. If you come late, bye. Ain't
Yeah,
nobody taking you.
there's no slow.
Yeah. Plus, people have been on a break for a while, so I think they're just
Everybody's
excited.
ready to
Yeah, to come back.
and be better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
So how does it feel, the interviewer interviewing or the interviewer being interviewed?
I like being interviewed.
Really?
Do you know the thing is with being an interviewer, right? Not everybody's trained in media training. So
Ah, sure.
sometimes you do have guests that you're just like, oh,
What do I do?
just give me something. Like you have your yes, no, maybe.
Oh no 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 no!
Oh, no, no, no,
Those
no.
ones kill me. I don't know
And then
no
you
no.
have some guests that are like really engaging and it's fun and you're just peeling back layers and layers. I remember when we used to do the spotlight. Sometimes
Yeah.
like we'll have because we'd shoot like maybe 4 or 5 episodes a day. We'll have one great episode like a great guest, and another episode where you're just like, let this be how can I feel?
But it's good for you that you have people who you're with, and then the three
Yeah,
of you
that's
can
also
just
quite fun as well. Just like
Yeah.
bouncing off of each other's
Yeah.
energy.
Compared to when you're just the only one, and the worst part about TV is that they'll see your expressions, they'll see your body
Yep.
language,
So
and you
you
cannot
always
hide.
have to. Yeah, you can't hide it. Be pretending
And wear the fake smile.
and yeah, that is part of the job description. Honestly.
It's funny though.
Love music, love life, smooth 98.1.
Oh, I forgot to mention we'll play a quick game at the end of the show.
Oh my
Are you?
god.
Yeah, sorry. So it's
Uh-oh.
a ritual game here. It's basically just an alphabet game. We'll make sentences with letters of the alphabet.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just pretty much what it is. Alright.
Hi, my name is Keith Henshaw, and you're listening to Smooth 98.1 for intelligent talk and
No lies about that. We play you the music that puts you in the mood. Of course, we give you the intelligent talk, the information, and especially here on Breakfast in Bed, we give you every part of, you know, the information when it concerns your wellness, your health. We talked about skin lightening earlier. So if you missed that video, it's up on YouTube. Just go back to watch it. And of course, in the 7 o'clock hour, I was asking you a question: for how long do you sit? Because it has been said that sitting is the new smoking. So please be careful and take breaks in between. Also, be sure that your chair supports your back so that you're not giving yourself unnecessary back pain. And now I have my guest also. If you have been with us for the past, say, 20 minutes, you know that I have been chatting with the beautiful, the lady with the flawless skin, Zainab Balogun-Nwachukwu.
Oh my gosh, sorry. Your intros are killing me right now.
Well, see, the truth is,
You
your
have great
skin.
skin, by the way.
Well, thank
You
you.
do.
Thank you so
And you're
much.
not wearing any makeup.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes the two of us.
Mm-hmm.
I,
You're on the same team.
you don't like too much makeup. Even
I
when
don't.
you glam up to go for event, I see that your makeup is usually light.
As light and as natural. Like, I love playing around in makeup, but it's a chore. Like, especially when you have to take it off. Like, I can't deal.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
and I like the fact that it makes you still look recognizable. You
Yeah,
know, so that people are not like,
that
I'm
is the
sorry,
plan.
you look you look
Look
familiar,
familiar,
but I'm
yeah.
not. I can't place your face right now. Yeah. Now let's talk about Nollywood. Let's start with colorism in Nollywood.
Mm,
I have been going on and on about a comment made by Charity Naji last week. She made it last week or maybe 2 weeks back. She did say that, directors and filmmakers in Nollywood actually complain about the darker skin tone people not
interesting.
appearing good on camera. And also, she'll not be the first person. There is EVA Okujai,
Okay.
who, yeah, in times past also mentioned how there is that colorism, how this is Africa, this is Nigeria. We are black skin, we're dark skin, we're brown skin. So you're not supposed to be looking for Snow White,
Hmm.
to be on your in your movie. So have you had any of such encounters?
So I'll tell you something that whenever I share this story, sometimes people think I'm either exaggerating or being a bit weird. When I moved to Nigeria in 2012, that was when I realized I was black, right? And I
Wow.
realized I was black because of colorism, because I didn't understand that there was a grade and level and appreciation that comes with certain color shades. Living in London, I was black. You're either, it doesn't matter whether you're light skin, you're dark skin, you're all the same, you're part of the same family. There's no grade of we respect this person better than the other. Everybody's put in the same pot. But coming to Nigeria was when I realized that, okay, if you're fairer, there is sometimes a bit of an advantage, even if you don't realize it. There's a level of attraction that comes with, I don't know, the color. It's weird. And if you are a darker shade, there is also an air of what I would say maybe is deemed problematic. For example, lighting in a movie.
Yes.
Why is it so hard? Or why do people um, sometimes get frustrated with having to light darker skinned people? Like you said, we are Nigerians, we are black people. We know ourselves. When we walk on the street, we see ourselves. How are you going to tell me that it's quicker for you to light somebody who's lighter in this day and age than for you to light somebody who's darker? It doesn't make any sense.
Not at all.
And I don't know what the issue is. I don't know if it's a matter of skill. Do we need to learn how to do these things properly? Um, but hey, if we are advancing in technology, if we are advancing in the types of equipment that we're using, why are we not investing in this? Why are we not investing in being better in this? And I think it's a real shame for the directors or the producers or people who continue to enforce this narrative, because being in the industry should be about talent and
Exactly.
talent and skill alone.
Mm.
Yes, I get that sometimes in some stories you have a character in mind, right? There's a way you feel like that character should look. She should have short hair or long hair. But we just need to do better, honestly.
We definitely need to do better. And the truth is that it's worse. I mean, it's bad enough that the blacks actually face that discrimination out there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's bad enough that you have to go out of your continent and you're seen as like a tail having human. But then within the people that are supposed to make you feel at home,
Mm-hmm.
so why the discrimination? I don't even know the word to use at this time. And you know,
That's what it is.
my guest said something like that this morning. We talked about in the 8 o'clock hour, we talked about some of the things that people may not know about skin lightening. And she said that these people probably learned their trade from the white, where everybody is bright in color, in quotes. So
Right.
you need to understand the climb you're in and get better knowledge of how to work with people and not just tell them to brighten up their skin, because I think that's one of the factor contributing to crappy acting these days.
Okay. How so?
Because you have people who do not necessarily have the talent, but they
Right.
have the skin color.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And you bring them, because the people who are supposed to have the talent, maybe because you could not afford them, or because you did not invest in good lighting, or you do not know how to go about it, and then you just bring in the ones who can fit in that moment to your skin requirement.
Right.
Yeah, so because of that, I feel it's contributing to why we have crappy acting, because the right people are not
You
there.
know, there are a lot of marketing requirements or systems, I guess, that maybe film marketers use or previously have used that they felt like worked for them. There's no way that, a marketer will not, will have someone who they feel like, okay, this person can sell this movie, they can sell it because they have X amount of social media followers or X amount, or they're liked. If that marketer gets response based on that, method, he's gonna think that, wow, this works.
Hmm.
I should always get somebody who's light and who has 2 million followers. My movie will sell. They'll come to the cinema, right? So I'm sure they're doing some sort of focus groups for this thing, and they're seeing results. If people are responding to it for that reason, he will feel like, why do I need to reinvent the wheel?
Sure.
Why do I need to do something different?
Hmm. That calls for an overhaul of mentality, really. But then, still speaking on Nollywood, how do you feel when people tell you casually, "Oh, I don't watch Nollywood movies. I don't like Nollywood." How does it make you feel?
So I remember a couple of years ago having to promote some movies, and some of the things that we do is we'll go into the cinema and we'll sell tickets and just advertise the project. And you'll get people come to the counter and they're like, "Oh no, I don't watch Nollywood film. Like I don't pay to watch a Nollywood film," which is it's very stabbing, especially when you put so much effort into this. And it's quite sad. It's sad because it just reinforces that mentality of we've been sort of built and nurtured to really hate ourselves sometimes and hate what we do, and appreciate everything else that the world has to offer.
Hmm.
And it's really, really sad because our industry doesn't grow if you guys don't watch us. We don't get more investment. We don't get the best chances if we don't have the support of our audience. I know, now things are a lot better. The quality, the production quality of our work and stories have gotten so much better. Our talent has gotten better. It's interesting with online platforms like your Netflix or whatever. I see people, the numbers are really good. I see people watching us there.
Yeah.
And I see people going to the cinema. Like we need to support ourselves. Like who's gonna do it? Who's gonna come to Nigeria and watch Nollywood? Is it the foreigners? Like it doesn't make sense.
Well, I know that there are some Nollywood movies that I feel are just not for me, but there are some that, yes, I certainly go all out for it. And speaking of which, when Got Calling got on Netflix, it
Mm-hmm.
rose to number one, and that was very, very
We
cool.
were number one for probably almost 3 months. It was a good couple of weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw a lot of reviews on my timeline. People going on and on about it. And how was that one for you? I mean, the movie itself, not the experience of the Netflix.
The movie itself, I always love working with the director and Namsha Studios. I think they're very, very talented and they tell amazing stories. I don't think anyone could have told me that I was ever going to do a faith-based film. Even as a Christian, it never occurred to me. But I think a lot of people remember what faith-based movies used to be like, and to see a modern day version was very refreshing. When I read the script, I didn't know the power of what we were doing. I think all of us didn't realize what we were doing, and it just showed that people wanted more than just laughing. They wanted more than just forgetting, what was going on in their lives for the hour that the movie was on for. It is probably the most impactful project that I've ever been on. Um, I would read messages from people who had either finished crying or, a mother who had suffered some sort of loss and feeling like this was a moment for her, a moment of peace. That was probably the biggest reward because we came out, we were in cinema. I don't think we were in cinema for a long time. And, even in cinema, there's a lot of politics as well.
Yeah.
So a lot of people didn't get to see it. And we took this movie to different churches and tried to do screenings. And even at that, there was still politics, even within the church. Because, this person wanted to be the forefront and, the name. And it was just drama. So when it did come out on Netflix, it meant it was open to the world, and there was nothing anybody could do about it. And it showed. It showed in the results.
That's good. Now that you mentioned it, what do you call success as an actress? What is success to you?
Success for me is partially selfish. Success for me as an actress is being a part of something that I feel really stretches me and really makes my soul happy. And unfortunately, you don't get a lot of those projects. They are your Sylvias, your God callings, for me anyway. Success is when I feel like something I've done changes somebody's life, and that the feedback shows that. It may not necessarily be in being a box office number, being the highly sold, project in the cinema or whatever, but it changes people. It travels.
Mm.
That's what success means to me. Oh, and money is success. Please.
I was actually going to ask you because I mean, you need
More
money to get
forex.
it. You need money to get it going. There is a Yoruba adage. Do you speak Yoruba, by the
I
way?
do.
Okay, they say owo ni keke yin rere," meaning
Mm.
money is the wheel of the gospel. So you
Mm-hmm.
need money to get it moving.
That's
So
right.
all right, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, I'll ask you this question from Namdi from Ibute Meta. He's asking you the role you've been in that was the most demanding. We'll be back to take that after this quick break. This is Smooth.
That's an easy question. That's an easy question.
Yeah, it's a usual question, and I'm like, we'll skip it, but then he's asking
Bum, bum, bum.
just a quick break.
What does future forward banking mean to you? Speed, innovation, convenience, lifestyle goals, or just simply getting service that is designed just for you? Yeah, we thought you might like all of that and more. That is why we specially created Providus Bank for you to take care of your daily experiences. At Providus Bank, we believe that banking should be all about you and your business and how to get you to the next level. If you do not already have a Providus Bank account, please speak with our business concierge on 0700 77 387 or email businessconcierge@providusbank.com to switch to a future forward banking experience. Providus Bank. Future forward banking.
Are your music station.
No lies, no lies at all. We are your music station. Love music, love life, Smooth 98.1. This is Breakfast in Bed. We are in the Smooth Explorer segment. My guest is Zainab Balogun-Nwachukwu, popularly known as ZBN. That's very cute and very handy. So yes, back to the question from Namdi from Ebute Meta. He said, "What role you have been in and the most demanding, or the role that has been the most demanding for you, rather."
That is a very easy question to answer. God Calling has been the most intense,
Hmm.
defining project for me. And I mean, with every project, you prepare, you dig deep. But I didn't know how this one was going to hit me. I remember one particular scene we were shooting at a cemetery, and my character was there and just, in pain and wailing, and the director yelled, "Cut."
You were still crying.
I was still crying for a good while. And what I love about working with BB is he is an actor's director, BB Shashure. He gets it, and he was just like, everybody stand still, just look away, and just let her. I couldn't tell you where it came from, but there was just this overwhelming pain, and it just rushed and rushed. And I was just physically drained. I would remember leaving my house in the morning to go to set, and relatively being happy, looking forward to the day, and coming back home and just looking like a completely different person. The security men at the gate would just stare and wonder, what has happened? Like, she just they don't get it. um, but that's what, me as an actor, that's what I want. I just want to be stretched. I want to be challenged. Yes, granted, there's sometimes you take a job or you take gigs for commercial reasons, or because it's going to be marketed well, or because that it's a payday opportunity. And other times you take things that are really creative, that really make you smile on the inside. So that's one thing I definitely want listeners to understand, is that as actors, we're taking these jobs for different reasons. Sometimes there's a job that's just going to pay a particular bill, and that's what it is.
Yeah, because I was going to ask if your characters pick you, or your jobs pick you, or you pick your jobs.
Um, I think that most of the times I pick my jobs. Very few times the character picks me. But a lot of the times, because I read everything, every script that's sent, I read it, and ask myself, why am I interested in this? Am I taking this because I feel like it has legs, or am I taking it because I feel like it's going to be a great addition to my portfolio? Because for me, quality is always better than quantity.
So let me ask this one. I don't know how to frame it, but then there are times you see some great actors. We know them. Consistency has shown us that they are great. And then overall, the movie is crappy. So I'm asking, how does that happen? Is it that maybe, like you said, a bill needed to be paid, or they were not aware of how the whole movie would turn out,
Right.
or why?
One thing is, unfortunately, when it comes to movies and TV, a lot of the times viewers will often, they will attach blame to who they see. So you know the name of the director. Okay, he didn't do a good job here. Or you see the person who's starring in it, and you're like, she did very bad. This is a bad film. Like, but she didn't have control over the entire film. She didn't raise money from it. For it, sorry, she's not the producer. She's not the line producer. She's not the assistant director. She's not lighting. She's not wardrobe. So even all of those little things, there's a reason why at the end of the film there's a list of credits, right? Go and find the names of those
And
that you
shoot
have
them.
issues that you have issues with. Sometimes we don't have the power. Like, there's a sense of direction that somebody wants, or the director wants, and he wants it done this way, and he's seen it, and you might go back and forth and say, hey, I feel like I should do it this way, but he's like, nope, this is what I think you should do and how it should happen, and you do that. You're following instructions, unless if you have some level of influence. But I always say, sometimes bad productions happen to great actors, and other times bad actors happen to good productions.
And bad things happen to good people. So this one is coming from Mojisola. She says, yeah, that money part has to be there. I think it's in reference to what you said earlier. She says, I so much love you, ZBN, and you simply said, seeing God walk through you. Regards
Thank
to
you.
Bolinto. Thank you once again, Oluwaseun, for having Zainab. All right, so let's go to that talk. How did you meet Bolanle?
I met her working at Ebony Light TV. I was there before she came in to work with Moments with Mo,
Wow.
and yeah, I didn't really like her to begin with. Because they had, I mean, we were working in Calabar, and we had been grafting it out, sweating it out at the beginning. Building a company, there are certain things that you have to go through that are not in place. Systems are not in place. Then her and the team, they come in and everything's set up for them, and we were just like, what the hell? Like, are we the bottom of the barrel? So yeah, that's how we met.
Yeah, and you have been friends for how long now?
Um, so yes, we've known each other since we worked at Ebony Light TV, but in terms of like genuinely like building a relationship, Balani would. I'm not even gonna tell you what Balani would say because she'd be like, "And we only just became friends like 2 years ago." She's lying. Um, I would say maybe about 4 or 5 years tops.
Wow.
Yeah.
At what point did you say, let's start a business together?
We were literally having lunch, and we were talking about how we wanted to expand our careers outside of what we were doing, and making sure that we were preparing for the future and longevity, because yes, entertainment has a timestamp. And we just started talking about hair, and what we would change, the kind of issues we would have, and we're like, wouldn't it be cool to sort of fix this properly with the solution, with the salon? And it just snowballed from there, literally.
And Wash and Go happened.
Wash and go happened. Yeah, wash and go is still happening. Doing business in Nigeria is tough as hell.
And as a woman, you need to include that.
Yes, yes, because even when you're recruiting, like it's really really intense, and there are a lot of things that the country sometimes we don't make it easier. We really don't make it easier. So there has to be a lot of passion there.
Ease of business right down the drain. Yeah. Okay, so there are still lots of questions I would like to ask, but I just have half, and then we go to the game I
To the
said we
game,
were going to
sure.
play. Do you feel like your characters leave a part of them in you?
God forbid, no.
We,
I
we
can't.
wouldn't want Sylvia in you.
You would not. um, no. I mean, there's a lot of prayer that comes with even taking a job, because you are telling an element of truth when you tell these stories, and they are going to influence people in different ways. Um, so I have to protect myself in that sense, and have to be able to just shut off and say that was a job and leave it alone, and that's all it is. Um, but yeah, I don't. I no, I don't like to resist that possibility. Thank you.
And there are some people who really go all out, become their characters, and afterwards they're
Mm,
struggling to get out of their
mm,
characters.
that is
It's,
very real.
yeah. I think I saw a tweet like that on earlier in the year, and the person was calling for some sort of special therapy for actors.
Interesting.
Yeah, that it's like some of them even unknowingly to them develop a kind of split personality or
Right.
multiple
Mm-hmm.
personality because of that. You guys really, really rock. So yes, hug an actor today. They do a lot. They're going through a lot. Let's play that game now, shall we?
Okay.
Okay, so it's simply called the alphabet game, and then we just form sentences. We might not be able to get to Z because of the time, but
Oh
then
wow. Okay.
because I know if we get to Z, you probably start with Zainab is a, but no.
Okay. Okay.
So let's start with A. All I'll take the
Okay.
lead.
You'll
Don't
start.
worry. Yeah,
Okay.
just
So you do A, I do B. Is
and
that how
then
it works?
C. Yeah,
Okay.
like
Okay.
that too.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm nervous. I'm actually nervous.
All right, so let's do this. A. All African women are beautiful.
Bowling is a thing.
Yeah. Okay. Cats are flurry, furry, fluffy creatures.
Driving down the street is easy.
Egg is a food I like to eat.
Farming is good business.
Good girls are rare these days.
Hair. Um, hair
Hair.
can hair business can be hard because it is.
Yes, I was expecting that. I don't know why it took you so long to say that.
I don't know. I got caught up.
All right. So that's mine. I.
Oh, okay. I wasn't paying attention. Oh my
Smooth.
gosh! Wow, that is really smooth. Good. Okay. Juggling is really fun.
Wow. Well, knowing what you're going through or knowing what you've gone through is quite interesting.
Love is powerful.
Now we are drawing to the end of this program.
Oh no! Wow, I really thought that it was the end of the program. Okay. Um, octopus is really nice to eat.
PlayStation is one thing that ladies do not like their men to have.
Quarreling can be intense.
Right now, the time is 9:56 a.m.
Wow, you're really good at this game. Um, uh, sh- wow, street food is really tasty.
Time check. Well, I like this one from Mujisala.
Um, UFOs are real.
Hmm. Violet is a beautiful color.
Windowline is a cleaner.
Xerxes is an actor.
You are beautiful.
Aww. Zainab said that.
Good job.
Yeah!
That was fun.
It was so much fun. Thank you so much. We have overshot the time, and it has been a wonderful time with you. I have enjoyed every part of the conversation.
Thank
I look
you.
forward to more, and then wish you more success. And when your projects drop, we'll definitely be here to support.
Amen to that. Thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure. Thank you, the City of Lagos. Thank you to everybody who has been a part of the show from 7 a.m. till now. All the calls, the messages, the questions, the comments, the observations, everything has been a part of the success of this program today. So let's do this again next week, same time, same station, Smooth 98.1, Breakfast in Bed. My name is Oluwaseun Olusegun. Don't forget that you can catch a repeat of this on YouTube. And then follow our guest, Zainab Balogun-Nwachukwu, across all social media platforms. That's the name to look for. You can follow me across all social media platforms at oluwaseun.r.olusegun. And of course, follow Smooth FM at Smooth91 FM across all social media platforms. Till then, the book lady will have you or rather, she will take you through literature in 10 o'clock hour, and then at 11 o'clock will be time for total football. Afterwards will be time for good music, Nigerian music specifically. And then after that, of course, Jeannie comes to take you through all the beautiful music that you like to listen to. I'm signing out with this one from Brad McQuay called Winner. Woohoo! We are
So what
done!
happens now? Is it just music all the way
Oh,
through?
no. I hope that she will not kill me. Her time is. She starts by 10. It's a smooth book review. So
Ah.
after that, we have Total Football. It's a football show. And after that, we